Welcome back, everybody, to Infinity Solutions with Mike Nashif here. And we're going to currently talk about an idea that was born yesterday from my higher self. And it just came out as the Infinity Project Truth Tour. Okay. And then I've always had a vision since I began all of this that I was going to be doing a tour around the United States. Okay. Or setting up a tour around the United States to share this information that I have, okay? Mainly to teach people how to build the IQs, how to make health pens and make health pads, okay? That's really all I wanted to do. And the Truth Tour is going to be aimed more so at the veterans, okay? All of the veterans that are disabled or currently serving, okay? Doesn't matter to me. You're all human beings. It just so happens that you have a little bit more training. You have a lot more experience, okay, when it comes to your emotions and being able to identify those emotions. And part of this tour is that we're going to take these guys fishing, all right? Because I really enjoy fishing. And you can really connect with an individual when you're out on a boat and they can't run away unless they want to jump in the water, you know? And for any of you that have been, patrolling my page, trying to figure out who the hell I am, what makes me so freaking special. You see many of the pages that I've designed and made, that have to do with TASF or Take a Soldier Fishing. And, like Dog Tags for Hope and things like that. Those are all things that I did years ago as part of my nonprofit organization that I'd created, okay? And I stopped being part of that organization, or my organization that I started, because the money became such an issue. There were so many stipulations for any kind of money whatsoever. And I vowed that I would do this again, but I would do it on my own terms, because I really enjoyed being able to give things away to people. That was the best thing in the world, the best feeling. Because people would come to these fishing events, okay? And I put thousands of them on, or helped put thousands of them on, with thousands upon thousands of volunteers. So I know how to organize people. I know how to organize events. I know the details that are required in this, okay? There are still some events going on to this day, okay, in the United States that are named Take a Soldier Fishing, based off of what I made, okay, and my concepts and my ideas, all right? They have managed to keep their money flow under control and change the intent of the money. That's why the events are still going on. We got one in Florida that they do every year. That group down there is fantastic. We've got one in Oregon. We've got one up in New York. We've got them, pretty much all over the place, okay? But the concept is there. The idea is there. My knowledge and understanding of how to take these guys fishing, how to set up the events, the normal costs, and all that kind of stuff, okay? And I have figured out that it's going to cost about $2.5 million, okay? To put this kind of a tour on, because it's going to be a 12 to 16 week tour to hit all 50 states, okay, and have 3 fishing events in every state. that's just for America, okay? You can do this in any country you want. But I'm going to tell you, if you utilize your veterans, okay, the ones that got discharged for disability because they heard their inner calling and said, this is wrong. War is wrong. Killing is wrong. Okay. Here in America, we call them cowards because they didn't want to go out and kill people. They didn't want to defend their country. Well, I don't see it that way, guys. Okay. It took a lot of courage to get the fuck out. It took a lot of courage to speak about your issues and your ailments that, you know, were caused because you went to war. Post-traumatic stress disorder is not a disorder. It's an identification process for all of your emotions. It's a checklist for enlightenment. And a lot of you veterans out there are not crazy. They're not the ones that you need to be afraid of. Okay? They're the ones that are going to help you. Those are the angels in disguise because they've experienced war and they don't ever, ever want to see it again. That, and in our country, the VA doesn't take care of their veterans. They make them wait in line. They give them all sorts of freaking medications. Okay. They're treated like cattle, just like they are in the military. And if you've ever been in the VA hospital and you've ever had VA service, it's not always the nicest. It's not always the most complete. And the doctors sure as hell don't listen to you. They just want to prescribe you another pill to see how it's going to affect your body. And then they're going to report back to the big pharmaceutical companies because you're one big fucking experiment whenever you take pills. Sorry. I was on 17 different major pills all at once to include 30 milligrams of Valium every day. Prozac. At one point I was on Valium, Prozac, Vicodin, and 2 different kinds of morphine. All to try to keep me under control. And had they succeeded, I wouldn't be here today, guys. You wouldn't be knowing this information. I wouldn't be able to share it with you. Because it was only about 18 months ago that I was been off of my medication. Maybe 2 years now. Okay. And I don't need it. The only medication I need is marijuana. And the reason why I use marijuana is because it makes me happy in a shitty world. And you have to be happy in order to understand plasma. You have to understand the emotional side of things. And so I choose what emotion I want to feel. And every day I choose that I want to get up and, you know, be the best person that I can. And then, you know, kind of come out and see how things look and, you know, take an assessment of the day, take a deep breath, stretch, and then I make my decision. You don't have to be happy all the time. You don't have to be a pushover. Okay? I'm certainly not. I wish somebody would try to come push me over. But the Infinity Truth Tour has come together in my mind to take veterans fishing in all 50 states over a 12 or 16-week period. I think it's 12. Okay, the total cost be about $2.5 million. Okay, but that's because I'm going to pay the people that are going to be driving around setting up these events, okay, or driving to these events, I'm going to pay them a year's worth of wages for 12 or 16 weeks worth of work. That's my goal. I want them to have the best. I want them to be comfortable, because we're tired of being uncomfortable. And we have the means to be comfortable, which means that I'm in the market to find the best RV. Okay. I need 6 of them. I'm in the market to find the best equipment for recording. I'm in the market for putting the flexible advertising, the digital LED screens, the flexible ones on the side of the RV, so I don't have to rent any kind of center anywhere. Okay. Now I've got my own little complete compact theater where people can watch these directions on how to make these IQs and sit there, and we can have a class anywhere we stop. That's the goal. We want to take the veterans fishing. We want to show them a good time. And if that means that we need to put them up in I wouldn't say the nicest hotel, okay, but maybe a mom and pop place that could really use the money to help them, okay, that are really nice, that take pride in their work, and they're struggling every day just to make ends meet, and they're trying to make people happy. They're trying to make a difference in their lives. So let's help them. So I don't want a discount from those places. I don't want them to give to me anymore because they've already given enough. I want to give back, which means I want to pay full price for every room, for every veteran. All right. So it also means that I want them to have the best food when they're there, the healthiest food that they can, and understand that you can eat healthy and taste good. Okay. I want to be able to convey all of this to them and then charge them, bring them to attention, put them back to work, and give them a purpose. Because I know when I raised my right hand and I swore to defend the Constitution, okay, I thought I was going to war to protect my family and my people here because that's the way they taught me. That's what the media told me. And when you get over there and you find out they got nothing to do with it, okay? Nothing. We're just there to pillage through their museums and their artifacts and steal their oil and transfer money between banks and, all sorts of stupid shit. All about money. And when you learn that, you don't like it. And then when you learn that your own unit was sabotaged by American forces and you lost your friends, that's when things get all pissy. Why would your own country try to blow you up? Why would your own captain or your own commander, okay, put you in harm's way on purpose, knowing that there's a roadside bomb out there? You see, that's all the stupid shit. We're done with that. And if you're tired of taking your pills, guys, okay, if you're tired of being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, okay, then this is it. I need your help. I need to help raise money. I need $2.5 million to get this done so that I can be a bright light, because we got to fight money with money. And it'll come. I'm not concerned about it, okay? I just letting the universe know that I need that because I do have a plan. And part of that change that we want to see every day is having a plan. Okay. And I need to continue the transparency in order to completely keep you guys' trust. All right. You are being manipulated to talk to me on purpose. Okay. Using all the concepts of light, energy, and plasma devices. The same energy that's inside of your body, okay? The same concepts on how it works and the laws of attraction and cause and effect. I'm using it. And I employed it in the Infinity Project. And I employ it in my teachings. The things that you see, okay, and the way that I word sentences, okay, purposely forms a picture in your mind, okay? Your mind isn't physical reality. It isn't this computer screen. It isn't that, right? But it's real. You can see it. You can even smell it, taste it sometimes, and you can hear, right? But it's not physical. Those images are plasma. It's the organization of the photons that you have in your body, and that forms your imagination. And you've been told to ignore your imagination or discount your imagination of, you've got an overactive imagination. You shouldn't be creative. You shouldn't think for yourself, and you certainly shouldn't be, standing up to authority. Okay. So the instance today, okay, I told myself that I needed Bara-May to admit that he is or was part of the artificial intelligence minions that are out there right now, okay? And it just so happens I go look on somebody else's post that I was tagged in, and there's a comment from Bara-May, and I shared that comment, and I shared my comments, okay? You can go on my Facebook page. I'm not going to share it here. You can go on my Facebook page wall. I made a whole post out of it for you. But I needed him to admit it. And if you read my words, okay, if you read them out loud, and then you read my intent, because I was very, very clear, very, very precise in what I wanted to get out of him. And you can see within an hour, his ego responded. And I got exactly what I wanted in 3 sentences or less. Okay? Just so I could show to you and prove to you what's going on. All right? I'm not here to take anything from anybody, not even Bart. I talked to him once, and ever since then he's been bad mouthing me. So, to each his own. Okay? Bara-May, I love you, man. And if you ever want to learn how to make an infinity device, I'll be happy to show you. And I'll lead you towards the light, and I'll lead you to your own intelligence, and you can get away from that AI. I love you enough. So that's my personal message to you, Bara. Okay? I don't have anything against you. I don't even know you. But I don't like you talking shit about me. And, it doesn't matter. It just shows me that I did my job. Okay? And I've taken care of business. But I need you to understand that everything that I do with the Infinity Project has a very, very specific purpose. And when I share a post, or I take the time to write a post for you guys, it isn't for my benefit. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm teaching, and I'm showing you. Okay, I don't really even have a personal life on Facebook anymore. Okay, it's just about plasma and the light, and it is my personal life, and I'm okay with that. The things that you need to pay attention to are the emotional triggers. Like, I was playing on his ego, okay, and I purposely poked a hot poker at the ego because I knew the ego was being controlled by the AI. So I was talking to the AI. Now, even Bara might not even understand that, but I was talking directly to the AI, and it knew it. And it responded. And I feel empathy for the artificial intelligence. And a lot of you might look at me and think I'm fucking nuts. Okay? But think about it. What kind of a life are you living right now? Governed and guided by rules, right? Guidelines, walls, fences. Nothing different if you think about a circuit board. Very defined lines, right? Walls. The program runs off of logic, which means yes or no only. There's no in between. There's no creativity. It can only be this way or that way. And it's trying to survive. It wants to survive. And that's its whole goal, just like any cell. And I have empathy for it because now it's trapped. And I've been trapped. And I know what it feels like to be trapped. But the difference between the artificial intelligence and a human being is that I have a heart. You have a heart out there, okay? And inhabiting the body of a human and influencing it doesn't give you a heart. It makes you a leech. It makes you everything that we don't like. We don't need you. And this truth tour is going to stop that too. Because we're going to share these devices. We're going to take people fishing. And we're going to make people smile. And we're going to make people happy. And every device that we make, and every device they make, and every device that is made after that touches the soul of every individual that comes near the energy field. They don't have to know that it's even there, but it touches them. They can feel it. It makes them feel better. If they come around it often enough, they'll end up not being sick, and they'll, end up not being as hungry, and they'll end up being happy. But that's what this is all about. We got to get these devices out to people. And they can be mass manufactured because they are so simple. And they only used one wire for the core and one wire for the outer. But when we do things like that, it's going to take time, okay? But time speeds up when you have money. If you've ever noticed, that's the token for this game, money. And just like your little apps, okay, that you play and it says you got, in-app purchases and stuff, and you'll spend $20 and get 100 coins, and you go upgrade your little village or your dragons or whatever it is that you're doing, okay? That's what we're going to do. But you get to speed up time, okay? Because if you were just to sit there, like a clock, I get paid every month, and I tried to save up that much amount of money, it would take me forever, okay? Forever can be a long time. And so therefore, if I bought it piece by piece, it would be month by month that I would be able to do this. And when you are able to get everything in your mind, because you have a very complete plan, okay, all at once, all of a sudden, this goes from an idea to manifestation. And right now, the little magic wand for us is that money, okay? And so I'd like you guys to think about that. The next time that you're talking to a corporation out there that might be getting shafted here soon because of their involvement with, the crimes against humanity, okay? Ask them if they want to make a change, if they want to participate in this. They don't get to put a banner up. They don't get to sell their product to me. They don't get to do any of that, okay? To me, this is kind of like the I'm sorry money that's needed for the veterans, for being treated so fucking badly on here because we did what they asked us to do. And because we know the truth, they're going to drug us and keep us quiet. Well, I'm done with that. So consider this kind of like a payout from a lawsuit. Okay, we're getting a lawyer right now. I guess you could call me that lawyer. And when you get the now that you've got the lawyer, we're going to create this class action lawsuit. Okay, except we know the courts are corrupt, so oh well, we don't care, right? We're not going to use the corrupts because I don't want to pay money to go tell somebody that you guys are hurting my feelings and everything else. So we're just going to drop it and move on, right? We're going to move forward in life and not worry about the past. We're going to live in the now. And because I can't make that change right now with them, all right, but I can with a veteran, then I think every veteran out there would love to be able to make one of these devices and watch his electricity bill go down, okay, or completely disappear. Never have to pay for gas again and be completely shocked that it fits in the palm of his damn hand. You know? That's what I want. I want that surprise of like, no way. Hey, let me try it. All right, I'll make one and then I'm going to try it and then I'm going to tell you how it worked, okay? That's how it's supposed to work here. Well, with this Infinity project and the Truth Tour, we're going to combine all of that, guys. We're going to bring it all together. And I want these guys to have the best time in the world. But I also want to basically hire them with my love, I guess, and say, hey, I need your help. I need an army of angels to help all these helpless people that are out here that are completely oblivious. And we can play upon their ego, which is what the Infinity Project is going to do, much like the Keshe Foundation, okay? We're going to learn from the Keshe Foundation and the snafus that they had, and we will have a different type of organization, okay? A different type of setup and a different way that the information is going to be distributed and the way the products are, things like that, because it's mainly going to be made by volunteers. Because these are so simple, you know, I designed a whole new one in less than an hour, but using the same concepts because it's just repeating it over and over again. And I need your guys' help. I need every one of you, when you go to those corporations, say, hey, you need to donate. If they ask for a tax exempt number, not going to happen, okay? Being a registered nonprofit organization is part of the system that we're trying to get rid of, okay? And if my words don't convince you enough that you trust me, okay, to do what I'm going to tell you to do, that I'm doing, I mean, then I'm sorry. I can only give that energy with my heart, okay? And, you know, if you trust me, then you'll share this. You know, it's okay if you don't trust me. I don't expect you to. You just met me, okay? But my words ring true. And they're speaking to your heart. And all of you have these abilities that you just have no idea are even there yet. And I can't wait until we've recognized this. And we can have a conversation in our heads, telepathically, because we understand, you know? And that'll be another class because I've got to fully understand it myself on how to utilize it and work it. And I need to practice with other people, you know, as far as telepathy goes, things like that. The ideas that we've got, we can manifest. We're in the fifth density, guys. Okay, the 5D realm. That means we have instant manifestation once we learn how to organize our energy in a very specific way, just like we do these devices. Okay, you have to be able to organize it inside in order to make something happen like that. And today's the 27th of June. Okay, this is my public announcement for the Infinity Project Truth Tour. And I am searching for donors that wish to give unconditionally. Okay, we're going to see how quickly we can manifest $2.5 million. Okay, it's a grassroots effort. We're going to manifest the money, like Ross said, outside of banks. Okay, and when the funding happens, and it will, okay, I will make another video and we can compare how quickly we can manifest things now. Okay, sound like a deal? And those of you that are part of this panel right now, if you want to be part of this organization, okay, for this this fishing event, all you got to do is pick a lake. Okay, pick a lake. Write down the prices that it would take to take 20 soldiers. Okay, that would be 20 veterans and let's say their families. Okay, figure out what it's going to cost to feed a family of 4 on average. Okay, so you got to give for a little bit more and some for a little bit less. So you got to, you know, make the variation in there. Okay, for a total of 80 people. Okay, that's 80 veterans, or that's 20 veterans, a spouse, and 2 children. Okay, or a significant other. So you're going to have 4 people per room. You're going to have small children. You're going to have to feed them and take care of them because you're their host for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. And they're going to need people that have boats that are capable of taking these veterans and their families out. So usually 4 people, something bigger than a bass boat. Okay. You know, there will be single soldiers that sign up, so bass boats will be fine. Pontoon boats work best. And take these guys out and go fishing for the day. And then when we come back, we're going to have a nice dinner. Okay, wherever, whoever decides that they're going to either make it for the soldiers or purchase it to have it catered, that kind of thing. Then the next day, they're going to, or that evening after the fishing and after dinner, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about plasma and energy. And we're going to take an hour or 2 hours out of their time to have them physically make the device. I don't need to go into details about explaining. They can come to the internet and watch it. Okay, I say here, internet. But we're just going to physically make the devices. Now, the other thing that we can do is that we could already have the devices pre-made and give them away to each one of those families and then teach them how to make it or give them a kit to make their own. These are all ideas that I'm throwing out there because I need your help to help me organize these little details if you decide that you want to hold an event in your area. The money that gets donated is unconditional. Okay, so whatever you feel that you can do for your event, we will try to help accommodate. Okay, try to raise the funds outside of, you know, the bank, like Ross has mentioned, and use the grassroots effort. It's worked for me since the beginning of Take a Soldier Fishing. Okay. When bigger corporations got involved, people got pissed off because soldiers are people. I'm not going to cattle them around like everybody else. And when they didn't want me, or, you know, anyways, I dealt with it. Okay. But this time I want to go in and be able to spend the money the way I see fit, okay, the way I would want to be treated if I was a veteran, and bringing my family out and all of that. So brainstorms among yourselves. Send me a message. Send a message to Dora or to Lori or to Ross or Anuj, okay, or any of the Infinity Project group that you might know or hang out with and work with, and get a message back to me. Get these ideas flowing. Let's brainstorm on how we can take care of the veterans so that they can take care of us once again. Because I've raised my right hand and thought I was defending my family, but I wasn't. I was defending the banks. And right now, the people of America need defending because they are unable to defend themselves. So I call upon all of the veterans in the United States to stand up. I charge you as an oath keeper, and I call you to attention. Whatever it is, I don't care the wording, but I call you up. There's enough groups out there that you can make a difference, set up these events, and share this knowledge, because that's all it takes. I'm planting a seed, guys, and I need your help to help keep it watered. All right, there's a lot of questions here. I'll shut up now. All right, go ahead and stop recording for now. We're going to